In a world that consistently is on the go, there comes a camera that helps you capture that action. No matter where you go, you're able to use this monster of a camera to capture what you need. So there you go. Now that we said go 3 times, yes, this is the small action camera, the Insta360 Go 3. How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today, bring along with me to test out the Insta360 Go 3 to see if it's going to be my new POV street photography camera. So let's jump right into it. I recently picked up an Insta360 Go 3 mainly because of the nice little feature that it could become like my GoPro, but also be able to take it apart and be able to just use this little bit of a guy to have a smaller setup when being on the go and being able to do those street photography videos, so that I'm not having a bulkier GoPro, because sadly a little bit bulky. And I was curious to see if this is going to be great, even though it's at a 2.7K, and as well you can't add any more memory to it. It's just using the internal memory of it, and supposedly, you know, battery, you can't really exchange it. So kind of was curious to see if it was going to be worth the investment. This little setup came with this little kind of necklace thing where you can put it inside your shirt, and you're able to just go ahead and put the camera itself like that, so you can just walk around with it, but also have the clip to be putting it into a hat. So if I want to wear the hat to do a more real point of view style of video, something kind of cool that I thought that would be better than having a really big GoPro. And I know GoPro has like their mini version of like the GoPro Hero 11, but really it's very limiting to me. You can get more creative with these ones since they're very magnetic and you can kind of put them around everywhere, and the accessories kind of were cool to me. So we're gonna go ahead and go use it right now to see how it'll look, go walking around, taking some photos with my little Fuji, just because I wanted to take some photos just to test it out and enjoy the evening. That way you guys can get a little bit of some knowledge of how it looks and how it feels and my thoughts on that. So let's get to it. So we're filming now with the Insta360 Go 3 in the flat profile, 2.7K, 30 frames per second. And we got the Fuji for some film recipes to do some POV kind of photography and see how the stabilization is looking within the video. There's a light breeze, so we're gonna see how well it does with the wind, since I've noticed before it kind of can pick up the wind a bit. So we'll see if we can get it out in post, but let's get to creating. Bam. Right now I'm holding the camera up here with a magnet. You do have the hat clip, but don't really want to have a hat clip to look like a tool right now out here, so didn't want to scare the people. Yeah, let me just... So little duckies, just kind of it is bright. Let's keep it down over here. To be honest, guys, I don't even know if I got that photo, because here in the woodlands it's always awkward to do street photography because, well, I feel like people here aren't used to people doing photography in that aspect, but it'll be all right. It'll be just fine. This is going to be a quick little snip around just to show you how I would use it for some POV street photography. See if it's going to replace my GoPro for the street photography, because my main thing is how small this is, that it doesn't bring too much attention. The only difference is going to be what brings attention is going to be my actual camera setup, because usually I would use my Sony a7 IV with a 35 to 150. So I like those chairs. It's bright as can be out here, but we'll see if we can get anything kind of cool. There we go, good enough. We're not trying to go for the artsy-dartsy. We're just trying to make some photos of the day. Maybe get some shadow play, because we got them chairs. Now I'm saying, bam. Actually, let's cut through there, because it's hot out. And I'm not dealing with the sun. And there's a McLaren over there, so we're gonna try to photograph it. Let's see, does it look cool? Yeah, maybe. but we ain't got nothing too cray. We'll take one from the front, because, okay, hold on. Gotta wait for the SUV to go by. Actually, I like the rims on this. There we go. It's good enough, guys, good enough. But this is how it looks. How's the stabilization? How's the sound? Is there too much wind noise? Because there's a little bit of breeze, but nothing too crazy, so I might pick it up, but who knows. I like the little Bronco. The Broncos look cool. I just would never own one, to be honest. Yeah, this is pretty much it, guys. Just so you have a little bit of sample footage, what it looks like when we're out in the shadows, in the sun, and the stabilization. Eventually I want to test it out in low light to see how decent it can be or not, but hopefully you enjoyed the examples. So this is what the camera kind of looks like doing a little vlogging style. It's very small, so it's kind of awkward to hold, but it does the job. And yeah, we're out here, just got some goodies, but wanted to test this out as well so that you guys can see how it could be for, you know, possibly vlogging whenever it's needed. So there you go. This is with like the linear mode, because essentially you have the ultra wide that I usually use for the footage stuff, but now we're doing the linear mode because you can set her up like that. And now we look like we're driving in the carpool karaoke, so yeah. Well, we are back from using this little bad boy out in the wild and putting it to a little bit of a test. Nothing too crazy where it's going to be just super duper intensity, but just wanted to walk around, see how the stabilization worked, the depth of field and the point of views of things like that. How well would it last without being overheating or not, since it is very hot over here, as well as what it could, you know, do since it's a 2.7K. Would it be fine with, you know, upscaling it to 4K to be able to be used in that aspect, since obviously you're going to lose a little bit of the framing because you have to expand it all the way, since, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, thought it was a little bit interesting of a test to use this. So what did you guys think? My only gripe really with this is just that it's not 4K, because I mean, at the end of the day, having to upscale it to 4K, you kind of lose a little bit of the real estate with that, which is fine, but not the end of the world, because you can upscale and it should be fine. Most of these kind of action cameras, even though when they're 4K or 5.2K, like how my GoPro is, it's okay. The quality is not going to be where I think it's going to be the most cinematically great, but it shows some behind the scenes or just anything like that where you can get creative to have a different point of view. So it makes sense. For me, I really love that you can just have, you know, this little housing right here to go up and down to showcase if you want to do vlogging, since I did a little bit of that with it just to test it out. But the cool thing is once you separate it as well, you can see this in a wireless mode to see how it's viewing. So if I want to put it on a wall or something like that mounted, I can still see it on the screen over here if I want to bring it over, just to have a different perspective and just essentially know what's happening with the camera and seeing that the field of view is correct and I'm having everything that I need it to be to get the shot. The microphone on it is not horrible. I think it's very usable. It does kind of pick up the wind more than I would like whenever we're walking around, but it's nothing that it's, I mean, you can kind of fix and post a little bit here and there as long as it's not super windy, because when I was walking around, it was a little bit windy, but it wasn't extreme wind that you would be like, man, it should pick this up too badly, which it kind of did. So I'm sure using even like the new, you know, the Adobe Podcast Enhancer to just kind of get it more pro quality, I'm sure you can do that, since I've done it for some of my videos that you guys might have never even noticed that I used it. So who knows, maybe that'll be an option going forward if I ever need to, you know, salvage the sound a lot more. But most of the time I kind of want to do things where it comes down to even doing voiceovers if I need to, because sometimes I'm not very talkative when I want to do those kind of POV street photographies, because I'm more focused on the photos. Then I can give you guys my thought process after or in the moment as I'm reviewing it to, you know, showcase a little bit more of the thought that went into the shots. All in all, so far this is pretty great. I think it's a really cool camera. It's about like $460 because I got the 128 gigabyte of the memory with like the creator kit. So for me, I think it's a good investment so far, because I'm going to be using it quite a bit more. So whenever I'm going to be stuck with wanting to have a smaller camera setup, I mean, I can do a little bit of vlogging with this if I want to, but I can also just do different kinds of, you know, point of views of things, as well as the street photography, having a smaller setup to me, that's already nicer because my GoPro, I used to have to clip it. I tried getting this like kind of thing that's like the magnetic thing like that, but it was too heavy, so you have to like put it up here too much, and it was just not really that comfortable. And I don't want to have a whole chest mount going on, so for me, pretty great so far. Now, long term, we're gonna find out how well it lasts. I'm gonna be taking it with me to my upcoming trips to Toronto, New York City, and everything like that. So we'll see what we can create with it and see how we can create some nice POV street photography videos while out there. So if you have any creative ideas that you want me to test this out on, please leave me a comment down below. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.